everybody. Welcome aboard. I hope you have a wonderful day. It is a beautiful day. It really is. Should be a great tour. Listen, quick sound check. Just please raise your hands if you can hear me loud and clear, okay? If this volume's okay, raise your hands. Looks good. Thank you.
So you need to check the people in the back.
Speakers. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Well, my name is Guy. Our tour will be 25 to 30 minutes long, and we will finish up right back here at the Africa Tram station.
We are...
Now, let's cover a few important safety points real quick before we get to the animals. The first thing, just please don't lean too heavily on the doors. If you're sitting next to a door, don't put a lot of weight on it. Just want you to be super safe. Everyone must remain seated while we are in motion. You're more than welcome to stand up, however. If I'm at a complete stop, that's fine. Should you have a serious emergency of any kind, those of you in the first car, just give me kind of a frantic wave to get my attention, simple as that. And then those of you in the last two cars, reach up, press that yellow strip above your head there. That will alert me that something has gone terribly wrong for you. And last thing, just please try not to drop anything, okay? Don't lose anything overboard, because I cannot stop and pick things up along the way. And check out those giraffes on the left side. We'll get a much better view of giraffes later, but can't pass that without comment. Gorgeous giraffes. Some big southern white rhinos over there to the left as well. Gotta love giraffes. Beautiful animals.
About the unicorns?
Now listen, one thing very important, okay, I want you to keep in mind, not just on this tour, but all day while you're here, keep in mind where you are at, okay, what's going on here, because this is not a typical zoo. The safari park is a breeding facility, okay, gazelles to the left there. Yeah, the big priority here for us is baby animals. That's what we're after. What we're doing is trying to get these wild animals into our comfort zones. We want them feeling good, normal, natural, so they reproduce at high rates. A couple of southern white rhinos there on the hilltop just to the left of us. We'll go forward a bit. We'll get a better angle on that one that's standing. Not exactly showing us her best side right now. Watch those ears. Rhinos have very poor eyesight, but they have excellent hearing. They rely heavily on those ears. They're always swiveling around, zeroing in on every little sound around them so they can keep track of what's happening. Take a quick glance at the birds on the right as well. Those are African greater flamingos. Beautiful birds there in the corner. And as I go through this gate, just kind of look back over your left shoulder there. You get a better view of those two rhinos up there. Look beautiful against that sky, up there on the grass. Beautiful. Now, we've been extraordinarily successful with rhinos. We are considered the world leader in rhino conservation. We've had 189 rhinos born right here at the safari park so far. 189. Now, all this work that we're doing here, in addition to all the work that San Diego Zoo Global does around the world, we're in some 80 countries with projects right now. All this work ties in one way or another to our official vision, which is to lead the fight against extinction. That's the ultimate goal. We're trying to bring down this terribly high rate of extinction that is currently costing us so much biodiversity, that mix of life. That precious, invaluable mix of life that makes this world not only so beautiful, but also healthy, functional, habitable for us.
There's a monkey on board.
This is the Nikita Khan Rhino Rescue Center. If you pull up a little more, you guys go ahead and stand if you want to see. There's a rhino lying down directly to the right there in the center. The big southern white rhino. But this facility, very important. This is where we're making a real focused, intense effort to save rhinos. We're trying to apply cutting-edge science, trying to make some bold, radical moves. We want to pick up the pace with rhino reproduction. As successful as we've been in the past, we realized a few years ago that it's just not enough. Who cares? We got to do more. We have to work harder, smarter, faster. So that's what that place is about right there, the Rhino Rescue Center. Yeah, I'll give you a quick example. One thing we hope to pull off there is in vitro fertilization across 2 different rhino species. Use rhinos of one species as surrogate mothers for the embryos of a different rhino species. Try to rebuild their population. Things like that we want to do. Because I tell you, these are desperate days for rhinos on planet Earth. It is not looking good. It's terrible for them. Poachers, in addition to habitat loss problems, poachers are now killing them at a rate of about 3 or 4 per day. It is just horrific what's happening. At this current rate, they will be completely gone from the wild within just 15 or 20 years. No more wild rhinos on Earth. 15 or 20 years. That is unbelievable. It's unforgivable if that happens. And it's so... It's such a frustrating, senseless tragedy, because the reason these poachers are killing all these rhinos is just because you can make a lot of money selling rhino horn as an alternative medicine or a traditional medicine. But it's actually it's a ripoff or a medical quackery, because rhino horn is made out of keratin. Okay, the same protein, same exact substance that makes gazelle horn, antelope horn, human hair, fingernails, toenails. It's definitely not a miracle drug.
Nope.
Yeah, always keep in mind, big component to this challenge of conservation that we now face as a species is education, awareness. That's a big part of it. It's not all, but it's a big part of it. Look on the right here. Just as I'm going by, directly across there to the right, you'll catch a quick glimpse of those beautiful Grandine zebras there on the other side of that fence.
So you'll see them right through here.
Right side of the
You see them right there? Right there?
Those distinctive stripes that zebras have, much more than just a fashion statement, all right? They help them out, when they're in a group all close together running for their lives, thanks to those stripes, it can kind of create a big, confusing visual image for that pursuing lion. So on the run, it's a little more difficult to precisely target just one zebra and bring it down. Might be enough to get away.
Ooh, look at the vultures, the big birds.
Check out the birds on the right there, the brown and white ones on those boulders. Those are Rappel's vultures. Awesome birds. Capable of flying at altitudes above 10,000 meters. More than 6 miles straight up. It's a pretty impressive ceiling. And you know what? Most people are not aware of this, but listen, remember this. Vultures are some important birds. Not just these guys, all species of vultures. Extremely important, because whenever a vulture eats all that nasty, rotten, stinky, dead stuff, that nobody else wants, that vulture is helping to clean up the ecosystem, helping to prevent the spread of diseases like anthrax and rabies. So vultures help keep animal populations healthy. They do this all around the world in ecosystems.
I hope they have hyenas.
Yeah, we need vultures. Remember that. Right now, there are 23 species of vultures worldwide, and about half of those are critically endangered, threatened with extinction because of us, humans. It's not good. Lose a vulture species, what happens immediately? Many, many, many animal species are suddenly living in a less healthy environment. Check out these gray animals on the left. Little short horns, you see them, the gray ones right there. I hope you brought your autograph books, because those are some famous animals right there. Yeah, those are wildebeests, the animals responsible for the biggest mammal migration on planet Earth. The wildebeest migration in Africa. Stunning sight, that mega herd on the move. Wow. Many, many tens of thousands of wildebeest, all together, just flowing across the landscape. It's amazing. Looks weird too, from a distance. It looks so weird. It almost looks, kicking up dust, moving along, all that biomass together. It almost looks like a gigantic single-celled organism sliding over the surface of the earth. Crazy. These large light brown ones here we're coming up on, horned animals here. These are Patterson's eland, one of the largest of the antelope species. The males will get up to about 2,000 pounds, maybe even a little heavier. They are big animals, too big and bulky to outrun lions. That's never going to work for them. but they have the horns for self-defense, and they also have a tactic they like to use. A lot of times they'll just turn their rear toward that attacking lion and kick back with those powerful hind legs. And sometimes to be most effective, they'll do it together, 2, 3, 4, all side by side, kicking back at that lion. Send a barrage of hooves out and try to turn her away. Ooh. Beautiful antelope species here. Look at these guys. Look at that. Look at those horns. These are Gemsbach. Looks like they have.
Very sharp.
Look, they've got 2 swords attached to the head. Very impressive horns.
You see them?
Black and white threat mask.
Can you see?
Look on the side of the face. Look at one where you can see the side of the face. Notice that, see that black stripe, that vertical black stripe running down through the eye there? It's a great little feature. That's a fake extension at the base of the horn. It's like an optical illusion, meant to fool other animals into thinking that those horns are even longer and even more impressive than they already are. Yep. It's not just us, we humans, we have no shame, right? We're always scamming each other with all this crazy stuff, fake fingernails, weaves, toupees, all that. Well, guess what? Wild animals are no better. They're constantly deceiving one another in a million ways. There's so much deception in the natural world. It's crazy. That's why you got to pay attention. You got to be on it, alert, 24/7. No days off. No days off in nature. Everybody's trying to fool you. Sable antelope, the dark brown ones there to the left. Beautiful, stylish horns, the way they curve back. Take a quick look on the right now, right side. Those are Somali wild ass there.
Wow.
Very impressive species, not donkeys or mules, okay, just to be clear. Those are wild animals from Africa. Somali wild ass. Very intelligent, very social animals. See those black stripes on the lower legs? That's how they identify one another. You know how we look at faces, right, to figure out who's who within our little social circles? Well, they do it with those black stripes. Each one of them has a unique pattern. So they learn the pattern and then decipher it at a glance, to figure out who they're dealing with in a given moment. It's another way to do it. Oh, look over on the left. See those black animals way over there?
Oh, wow.
What do you think?
What
do you think? Cows? Yeah, they kind of look like cows, don't they?
Bison?
Sweet, gentle, docile, peaceful cows. Must be, right? Yeah. Tell you what, I got a great idea. How about we get a bucket and we go over there and try to milk one? Doesn't that sound like fun? No, that sounds like violence, pain, dismemberment, death. Yeah, you go over there and try to milk one of those, you ain't coming back. All right, those are Cape buffaloes.
Oh.
Some of the baddest dudes in all of Africa right there. Yeah, you wouldn't think so. I mean, herbivores, plant eaters, not looking for trouble, but yep, they are on the short list of Africa's most dangerous. Reason for that is because their key survival strategy is teamwork. They stick together. Yeah, they are just compulsively protective of one another on a hair trigger too. You just look at one of them wrong, and there's a chance you'll be attacked by a bunch of them, maybe all of them. You could have an entire herd coming after you.
Wow.
And that would not be fun. Yeah, I saw a Cape buffalo in Africa flip a full-grown lion about 3 or 4 feet up in the air. Just 400-pound lion, just ragdolled it like nothing. So imagine 20 Cape buffaloes, 50, 100 coming at you with that kind of strength and power. Check out these giraffes here, beautiful giraffes. They're so tall. I mean, everybody knows giraffes are tall, right? But listen, you stand next to a giraffe, you will feel like an ant. They are enormous. A lot of people could stand under a giraffe with plenty of head clearance. Yeah, the females fully grown, about 15 feet tall. Males fully grown, 18 feet tall, 2 stories tall. Even baby giraffes, listen to this. Baby giraffes at birth, day 1, straight out of the womb, 6 feet tall.
6 feet.
That's how big baby, 6 feet tall. One of the great advantages they get with all that height is great long-range vision. They can see far very well thanks to being so tall. And that's important because it means giraffe probably going to be the first to spot a lion creeping around way out on the perimeter somewhere, trying to sneak up on everybody. good chance the giraffe spots it first, and that gives the giraffe the all-important head start when it comes time to run for your life. You know, they get a step or two on everybody else in the neighborhood. A distinct advantage, as we all learned from The Walking Dead and all those zombie movies, right? Little head start, that counts. Don't miss the ostriches there, by the way. See them all lying there? There's about 6 of them there. Gotta love the ostrich. What a fascinating bird.
The ostrich.
The ostrich.
Where are the ostriches?
They're so big, you know, and they can't fly, but man, they can run. Ostriches can run about 45 miles per hour. Amazing speed.
They're so big.
The world's fastest human of all time,
wow.
Usain Bolt of Jamaica, best he could do on his best day, 27 miles per hour, not even close. Gold medal to the ostrich. They actually use their wings to help balance themselves when they're running at high speed, so they use those wings even though they don't fly. Ostrich egg, by the way, biggest bird egg of all. Enormous, about the size of a cantaloupe. One ostrich egg is the volume equivalent to about 22 chicken eggs. And we humans have a long, interesting relationship with the ostrich egg. We really do. It's amazing. I mean, for thousands of years, people have not only eaten ostrich eggs, but used them for canteens, you know, store food in, water, artwork, you know. Even, believe it or not, one of the possibly the oldest evidence of human abstract thought comes in the form of a fragment of an ostrich egg shell found in southern Africa. It's dated to like 50 or 60,000 years ago. It has some kind of weird doodling on it. Clearly was a human. But, I mean, it outdates the, the cave art in France and all that by 10, 20,000 years. It's amazing.
Just take you and let you sleep with the lions.
There's a beautiful African forest scene on the right side of the tram there. But I prefer the left. Look at that valley view on the left. Beautiful. Wow. Those are Uganda cob. They're lying in the grass up close. Greater kudu, the tall gray animals around the boulders over there. The darker one is actually a sitatunga, yet another species. Yeah, that valley view there, look at that. You know, the wide shot on the left there. Mountain in the background, giraffes in the distance. That looks a lot like East Africa, you know, parts of Kenya, Tanzania, right there. Pretty close. I wish those Uganda cob were just a little closer. I wish you could see them a little better. Their faces are adorable. They have the most beautiful eyes. The little ones there lying in the grass. Uganda cob. Yeah, I think they are Africa's answer to Bambi. Adorable. Africa has this reputation, right, for having all these big, bad, dangerous animals, you know, which it does, but plenty of cute ones too. You know, Africa's got it all. It's an amazing continent. It really is. Don't ever get carried away with cute animals, though, okay? I mean, nothing wrong with falling in love with certain animals. I mean, we all do it. But don't stop there, okay? When it comes to conservation, ugly animals need love, too. Remember that, all right? Always keep in mind a fundamental fact about how life works on this planet, all right? It's all connected. One life form touches many, many others. That's why it's so important that we humans do a better job of protecting ecosystems, you know, letting that system run with all those countless trillions and trillions of moving parts, you know, from the microbes up to giant trees and everything in between. That's the key.
The microbes.
Wow, this is such an impressive species right here. The greater kudu, the gray ones right here. Really awesome species of antelope. They're just so powerful, fast, agile. It's amazing. Yeah, listen, when a lion goes after one of these guys right here, forget it. Laws of physics temporarily suspended. They can just make some crazy maneuvers. They can jump 10 feet straight up in the air. They have one tactic they love to use. They'll sometimes run full speed straight at a big tree or a big boulder, you know, and at the last possible nanosecond, they'll make a 90-degree turn to the left or right, throw that predator off, you know, and try to create some space, get away. And do not miss that male. Look at those horns. Man, very impressive. Just under the tree there. Look at that. Now, trust me, that guy right there, he is a male model in the greater kudu world. Guarantee it. Nice horns. Yeah, horns are a big deal, you know. They're just so useful. That's why they pop up on so many different species. You know, you got a good pair of horns, you are good to go. Because they're great for, you know, obviously self-defense against predators, but also sparring, competing, you know, with your own kind. And then for many animals, nice pair of horns is absolutely essential to mating success, you know, because for some animals, like glaring advertisements, you know, that announce what kind of genes you bring to the party as a potential mate. If you got a wonky pair, all asymmetrical, not looking right, good luck. You know, if you break one off, forget about it. No prom date for you. They matter. And speaking of impressive horns, look at those cows down there. Those are Ankoli cows. Some of those guys have gigantic horns. Wide as this tram. What? Now, those are very special cows. They're actually bred by a few specific cultures in Africa that prize them as status symbols, okay? So they're not for eating, you know, no hamburgers in their future, none of that stuff. They're just for showing off, you know. The more you own, bigger the big shot you are. It's just another culture's version of a red Ferrari parked in the driveway or a big fat diamond ring on the finger, you know. It's the same silly little human game, just different way to play it. See the Cape buffaloes again real quick on the left here, down that slope. Not only are they so tough collectively, you know, as a team, but individually too. Yeah, a Cape buffalo is like a tank. Their skin, 2 or 3 inches thick. I mean, they can suffer some horrible looking wounds and just keep coming. They are very difficult to stop. Notice the horn. See how the horn on the top of the head, very close, compact to the skull there, kind of serves as a helmet almost, you know, gives additional protection to the brain, which is already very well protected by an extremely thick skull.
It's a yellow,
But they can just, you know, hit with everything they've got, unload with everything, no concussion concerns whatsoever. Tough animals. They gave me a little lesson one time. The Cape buffalo gave me a little lesson in their teamwork survival strategy. I got too close to a newborn Cape buffalo, and all of a sudden, about 15 adults just teleported in from nowhere and were suddenly standing in front of me, you know, shoulder to shoulder, like snorting and grunting.
What are you up to?
I mean, it was like a phalanx of monsters, you know, just staring me down. Scary. If I had been a lion, I would have converted, totally vegetarian right then and there. I would not mess with them. No way. Although lions will go after them sometimes. They do it. Must be hungry lions, but they do it. Look on the right side of the tram coming up. These beautiful white animals with the long curved horns.
Wow.
These are scimitar horned oryxes. Live in North Africa, desert environments. They can go their whole lives without ever drinking water.
What?
Talk about an awesome superpower to have, right? If you live in a desert, yeah, they can do it because their bodies are just so capable of making maximum use of the water within the plants they eat. That's enough, you know. As long as they've got plants to eat, they're okay. Don't need to drink. Look on the left real quick as well, left side. These are Ellipsan waterbuck. Now, believe it or not, these guys right here, great swimmers. Yeah. You are looking at the Michael Phelps of the antelope species. They use water, you know, rivers, lakes, as a survival strategy, as a way to escape lions. Jump right in, start paddling. Some more Ankoli cows on the right as well there. See those big horns?
Man. So ladies like horn. Now I get it.
They're looking good today.
That's a good lesson.
On the left, candelabra aloe plants. Beautiful. Hummingbirds love them. So exotic and alien looking. I love those. You know, speaking of plants, by the way, here's a tip for you, okay? Rest of the day here at the park, do not have tunnel vision. Don't just go from one animal to the next and miss all the plant life around you. You know, this place is loaded with plant life. We have more than 3,500 different plant species represented here on this property. You know, we have some big, beautiful trees here. You know, make the most of this day, all right? Open your eyes as wide as you can. Soak it in. See the Rhino Rescue Center again to the left there. Big southern white rhino male there under that shed, that little rooftop. Yeah, make the most of this. Hey, listen, here's something. I want you to be consciously aware of what a day like this means for you. You know, down deep, how good it is for you to be walking around a place like this all day. All this plant and animal life around you. You need this. Trust me. Yeah, as a human being, we all have, you have, and we all have a deep, intimate connection to the natural world. It's very important to nurture that connection. It's an important part of being a healthy human. You need some nature in your life on a regular basis. Yeah, don't forget where you come from. You know, your species, your genus, spent 99.9% of its existence totally immersed in the natural world. The whole civilization thing, you know, concrete jungle thing we're doing now, that is like 5 minutes ago. It's new. We are still adapting to this kind of a life. And this is not hippie tree hugger talk, all right? I'm talking science. Look back over your right shoulder there. Look up on the hill. See that rhino again. Yeah, science has revealed in just the last couple of decades especially how we respond to, you know, a simple walk in a forest. Just 20 minutes hanging out with some trees really touches us in powerful, positive, profound ways, psychologically, physiologically. It really is something. You need some nature in your life. Remember that. And this is a good day for that. Take a look way over there on the left, and you will see about the most beautiful cat in the world, South African cheetah, over there sitting up.
Where?
You can stand if it helps you see better. It's walking now. Yeah, that is the world's fastest land animal right there, the fastest runner on planet Earth. South African cheetah, capable of running at speeds of up to 70 miles per hour, 112 kilometers per hour. Get you a speeding ticket on most roads in America. That cat right there has faster acceleration than most cars. Awesome. They can do it, you know, because they just have so many little physical features that add up to that great speed. Cheetahs have permanently extended claws, always out, ready for action. An oversized liver, that storehouse of energy, big, giant liver relative to their body size. Very, very flexible spine, which helps with the running motion. You know, they are just speed machines. We've had 163 cheetahs born here at the park so far, by the way.
Whoa.
Check out these giraffes here. The trucks you see there with the people in the back, if you're curious, those are caravan safaris. It's a great tour. Might want to take that one. They put you out there for like 2 or 3 hours. You know, gets you very close to the animals. Giraffes, gotta love giraffes. Amazing anatomy, you know, those, just the legs, the body, the neck, the head. Man.
What's more food?
They are.
Yes, to go.
You know,
come on back.
Oops. Looks like something that just walked out of a Dr. Seuss book, right?
No.
I recently attended a lecture by a giraffe expert, and I was surprised to hear there are still many little details we just haven't figured out yet about giraffes. You would think famous giraffes, you know, big famous giraffes, we'd have them all figured out by now, right? Know everything about them, but nope, still learning. And that's typical of this planet, you know. You are living on an amazing world. So much yet to learn, you know, yet to be discovered. It's incredible. You know, scientists confidently estimate right now that there are many, many tens of millions of species that we know nothing about, alive right now on this planet that we know nothing about. We haven't even named them yet, much as studied them. I mean, unbelievable. In a sense, you are living on an alien world. You know, you're just surrounded by all these mysterious life forms still. Even on you and inside of you, there are microscopic creatures hitching a ride on you. Some of them unknown to science, undoubtedly, finding new ones all the time. It's amazing. You know? Please do not miss this show. You know, I mean, just appreciate your home. To be able to live on a world like this, man, no excuse. Shouldn't be bored for 1 second of your life. Not here. It's a beautiful world. Infinitely beautiful. Endlessly fascinating. Appreciate it. All right, my name is Guy. I will step out. Be up front here if you have any questions or comments. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.